As I was saying before, we had two devastating audio blunders in a row. Normally, we are more professional than this. Hi, Ani. I did not know I was doing this tonight, so we don't have a real pretty overlay. The next time this happens, we will. So let me explain.
Annie.
Let me explain what's happening tonight. For the past couple years, I have been working on my magnum opus. Well, that might be a little self-aggrandizing, but what it is a West Marches hex crawl campaign that, we don't really need everybody to play, and we can still get some tabletop gaming going if everybody doesn't show up. And the goal is, like, if you guys have ever heard of, like, the 30-year D&D campaign that one guy is doing, I wanted to do that. That sounded really cool. What's up, Blix? So the idea was that I have this campaign. It doesn't necessarily... It has several central narratives, not just one. And the idea is that I run this campaign until I die IRL. Not necessarily, right along. We take breaks and play other games. But run this continuously. So, last night, we were sitting around. What has possessed the con to play this? Well, I'll tell you. Last night, we were sitting around. Adam had come over because he went to the gym with Kyle. HCG, thanks, buddy.
Thanks for the 25 months, my dude. That's crazy.
And fucking Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh, full house. What's up, guys?
Adam just wants everybody to know that he can totally deadlift over 500 pounds.
Fucking easy, man.
Which is why
but it's on a Smith machine, so it doesn't count.
Mr. Snurb, how's it going? So we were sitting around last night, and I forget who it was that originally broached the subject. It might have been Kyle. Said, "Man, I really want to play D&D." And Adam chimed in and said, "Yeah, I also really want to play D&D." And I was like, "Well, I guess I could make it happen if you really wanted to." And that was the spark that catalyzed and basically took years of prep that wasn't really finished and forced me to just be like, good enough, let's fucking do it now or never. And so I did. So last night, we had the first ever session of what I am currently referring to as the KYMETRA West Marches. Tonight, our dear friend Josh joins us, so we just have to get Tom in on this, and we got the whole set. Before we begin, let's have everybody tell the good people about the characters that you are currently playing, and we will start with Kyle, since Kyle hasn't gotten to know his character a little bit more, and also this gives me time to get paper out so I can write about Josh's.
How... Hey, Executioner 273. What's up, man?
What's up, Executioner? I remember seeing you. Yeah, dude, it's been a while. Welcome back.
How much backs or what am I pitching?
Just tell them about your character. You can say as much or as little as you want.
At least 2,000.
Okay. I am playing Kretz, Shmiria, Yavrant.
There are two players in this game that cannot pronounce their own characters' names, and that seems right? Like a bad precedent.
In my defense, mine is scientifically correct. So it's a long, weird-ass sciencey name. It's not my fault.
Fair enough.
He is a fallen Aasimar druid. And real reserved guy, very curious from a long ways off, far away, where he came from a humble mountain settlement that was worked very closely with like the dwarves in the area and like the dwarf mine. However, forest fires broke out to an unseemly amount and had pretty much just consumed the mountainside, making it basically uninhabitable for everyone he knew, any major wildlife. So it was kind of like a massively traumatic event as he was forced from his home, as everyone and everything he's ever known was lit up and in such a wasteland now that he's lost all contact with anyone that was there, assuming they lived. So that's kind of what led him to become a fallen Aasimar. He just kind of goes around wandering, just learning about other people's cultures and whatnot. Very fascinated, curious fellow. Because of his long-lived survivally nature, he has a curiousness with foods and what some people consider food and what they don't consider food, and how that doesn't always line up with his interpretation. He, as druids go, he has a much deeper connection to fungi, and is eventually I'm gonna make him a circle of spores druid. That's the direction we're going on. But friendly, reserved dude, super loves food. Has a weakness for new and fun flavored intoxicants. So we'll see how that unravels for us too. But yeah, that's me. Oh, I mean, or what he looks like. Yeah, he's a 6 foot tall, humanish. He has more fair features since he is Aasimar. In the right light, when the sun catches his brown hair, you can see like this coppery glint to it. He walks around with this, normally in his spiked armor that he got from his former dwarven friends, that he's re-equipped to, instead of having metal spikes, it has bone spikes. And he wears a thick green robe over top that has like this white netted fungus along the whole trim of it, and black fur on the cape. And, when he battles up, he'll druid craft to make the fungus contract the robe in tighter so it doesn't get in the way of his arms. That's Kretz.
Real quick, to answer Glenn's question, why not Pathfinder 3.5? Number one, I gave everybody the choice of the system they wanted to play, and 5e took the vote running. Much to Josh's chagrin a little bit. I know he wanted DCC.
I was the only naysayer.
But number two, this is a game that is not only going to be played by the CAFCON crew. Ideally, since it is a West Marches, it can be played by different groups of different people. So hopefully other friends will play this as well. Last night we had one of Amaya's friends join us. He was invited back tonight. He was invited back tonight. He did not wish to join, so that's fine. And number three, when we stream it, we have a better chance of people actually wanting to watch it, because D&D is kind of the only game system that has that sort of cultural osmosis, for better or worse.
It's okay, Fred, we know. Love you, Fred.
There's still time to change your mind if you want to jump in, buddy.
You are welcome to whenever.
I just want to say, you see the fucking shit that these people put up with us? You really think they're going to judge you? This is probably the best place to stream D&D. Nobody gives a fuck. They're too busy criticizing Adam.
Accurate.
I'll make them a life a living hell.
All right, Adam, tell us about your character that you can't pronounce.
Yes, I shall Google Translate this because I have to pronounce this right.
We did not stream yesterday. We were just sitting around and we had a pickup game just happen randomly, which was the first session of this. So no, you did not miss anything. We just decided to hang out with our friends. And I feel bad that you weren't there, Josh, but I feel like if we texted you up at 11 at night, you probably have been like, nah, fuck you guys, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
I got one of them jobs. Unless you're fucking Chaz and power through it anyway.
Thanks for thinking I'm best boy HTG. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see. My name is Huivn is my character name. I am a tiefling bard. My original instrument was shamisen that was stolen by a asshole noble that I not convinced, but basically not run him out of town, but
ridiculed.
Eric ridiculed, and he sold my shamisen, and I'm trying to find it back. So I'm on the quest to find my true love, the shamisen. And I got some black leather, basically equipment, because you know how you gotta be. And yeah, that's all I got so far.
Okay. Amai, do you wish to say anything about Silnavis?
I do, but I also don't because I'm having PTSD of when I used to try to do essays in class and they made me read in front of the class.
All right, Josh isn't DMing right now. It's me. You're not going to get graded on this. Right,
I
Josh?
will grade you.
I would give myself a C+. That's just my average.
I guess I can read it. I don't like to do it because it freaks me out.
Just do it at your own pace. Yeah, it's all good.
You want me to read it?
No.
What the C major to read it?
No, I'm okay. But thank you. My character's name is Silnavis. She is an elf druid, a wood elf specifically, because of course that's all I ever play. Send it to me, I'll read it.
Anna, you're a real one.
She is a hermit, and the reason she is a hermit is because she used to be really. She grew up with a friend of hers. I didn't give her a name, so for now she'll be nameless.
Her name?
Huh?
What?
Is that a weird name? Yes, it is. She since they grew up together, her friend also had a daughter, and what? Sorry, I'm distracted by chat. Let me cover that for a second because I'm gonna.
Everybody, shut up!
Well, we only have one session. It's got to be roller race. Got to be a cat.
Right.
She wasn't Khajiit this time.
I think Khajiits are too cat for the cat girl.
But no, my cat. My character. She was learning how to do like herbalism and stuff like that, and her friend's daughter ended up getting sick, and my character thought she was really good and thought she could help her. Unfortunately, the child died, and then her friend ended up killing herself sometime later, and that kind of made her into a hermit, and she wants to try to improve her herbalism and alchemy to try to form potions that would save someone from the brink of death. So that's fun. And she lives with guilt.
Did you guys ever see that that meme that was going around that said D&D on hard mode? Your character can't have a sad backstory.
Oh.
Then they clearly never lived life.
True. Conflict is the essence of drama. All right, Josh, give it to us.
We've all had a sad childhood.
I am playing a death cleric named Ulrich Usher, and he is a tall, malnourished, pale nobleman who carries around a coffin with his slowly dying sister in it, and he's basically given himself over to the gods of death in the hope of finding a cure for her. And so he is searching for some kind of answer, for some kind of solution to his problem, and he may or may not have issues with using means the gods did not intend.
Okay, fantastic. So,
Oh, I just realized I forgot to describe mine. That's okay.
it's fine. As I told the my players last night, probably should have told Josh this, but it's not going to affect him one way or the other. This campaign is heavily influenced by Appendix N, so the original fantasy stuff that inspired Gary Gygax, Lord of the Rings, Conan the Barbarian, Elric of Melnibone, things in that vein. And also 80s fantasy, so the Conan movie, Willow, stuff like that. Josh, since you are playing a cleric, I will exposit a bit about the gods of this world. There are 3, and as this is an Appendix N-based chronicle, I have basically lifted the gods from Conan and put my own spin on them. My own versions of Mitra, Crom, and Set. So, you have Huivn, the god of light, justice, and what was his third one? I forget. Law, that's the one. Now, an important thing to note is the gods are neither good nor evil. They are very much like people. And indeed, their interpretation varies from place to place and cultures. One might see them as a male or a woman. One might see them as evil. One might see them as good. One might espouse these virtues. One might espouse that. The second is Volcana, your god of strength, war, and cunning. He is both valor in combat as well as the willingness to exploit weakness and crush the weak. And the third, the most interest to you, is Tritheris, the god of the life, or god of afterlife and death. So he is both the god of necromancers and also the god of passing and repose and mourning of loss. And on the previous session of the KYMETRA West Marches, our two druids were getting some strange looks as they were traveling with a caravan into Darkstone, the central trading city of this particular... I suppose it'd be a bit of a peninsula, but that's not quite right. I'm going to have to look at my geographic terms. And it was elucidated that druids have begun to be untrusted in the area of Darkstone, for you see, there's a story going around that some children disappeared in the middle of the night, entranced, and wandered into the forest. And the local druid circle has received the blame for it. But before too much could be found out, the caravan came under attack by these horrible, decrepit, goblinoid creatures, hunched and lanky and gangling, with these immense dinner plate eyes and these teeth like fish hooks that pointed in every direction, and these horrible ritualistic brands that covered them from head to toe. Silnavis, the only one at the time versed in religion, took a look at them and realized that they did not pertain to any of the three gods of KYMETRA. So either these goblinoid creatures follow some sort of unknown pagan religion, or they all collectively worship a demon. And we will begin early in the morning of the next day. Ulrich Usher, you have arrived in the town of Darkstone sooner than the others. What do you think brings you to this sort of trading destination? Oh, speaking of which, before we get started, I forgot one thing. Roll a d10 for me, please.
I will do so. And I got a 10.
I would like you to roll twice and ignore future results of 10.
D9.
2. 7.
2 and a 7. I don't think anybody got those last time.
I got a 6.
Not the 1. Everyone, the scenario thing, yeah.
Okay, so what I'm about to send you are rumors that you have heard in your travels.
Oh, I got 8. Yeah, okay.
That may or may not lead you towards adventure. Now, they are rumors. They could be lies. They could be half-truths. You will not know until you find out. But yes, so what brings you to this sort of trading destination today?
Probably any kind of talk of miracle cures or anything involving, the death and necromancy.
Okay, interesting. Well, this would certainly be the place to find it, as this is a vast melding pot of cultures. You have the civilized nobles from the capital city of Vas to the east. You have the barbarian tribes and the nomads coming in from the south. There was, at one point, you understand, elves from the north, but they seem to be missing. The town looks like it's seen better days. As you look around, it's this fairly decently sized city. The buildings are built of this very deep, dark granite from which the town gets its name. And it seems to add to the sort of dour overcast that lies over the town today. There doesn't seem to be much hope. There's not a lot of food to go around. There's not a lot of medicine to go around. And as you've asked around, you've heard about these attacks on the caravans that hit everything going in and out. It's disrupting food. It's disrupting necessary medical supplies. It's disrupting things like clothing and tools and things that people just need to survive. And almost on cue at that point, the wooden palisade that surrounds the town, the gate begins to open, and coming through is this ragged procession of carts, at least one of which looks like it's been horribly damaged by some sort of errant flames. And the people that come limping in, you see them heavily bandaged, and they are just holding their head and grasping at wounds that they've suffered at some point on their travels, and it looks almost like a funeral procession in its own right. It is at this point that the rest of the party enters the scene, and the floor is yours.
I'm going to go up to the people who look extremely injured and try to look at their wounds.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I guess I'm gonna find out where the supplies that we're dragging in need to go, because I know we're kind of the ones that are most fit of this caravan at this point.
All right, and Amai, what is Silnavis going to do?
I was also going to say being with the caravans and checking all the medical supplies and everything, and probably the people that were hurt.
All right, and Ver, what are you going to do at this point?
Like, they got this. I'm going to just go over and tune my guitar some more, my instrument, and just be a...
One of these days, he's finally gonna tune it right.
They got this. They're the Druids. They know what they're doing.
If you want true tuning at them, you have to get a fanned fretboard.
So, Josh, as you approach the injured, you see that you're not the only one. In contrast to the great granite buildings of this large town, small city, there is a wooden hall. But when I say it's a hall, it's really more like a large cottage, which you recognize it as a small shrine to the god Huivn. And out of this shabby wooden hall hobbles this old, withered-looking priest. And he doesn't dress much like a priest at all anymore. If anything, he's got these old, dingy brown monk's robes as he comes hobbling out to check on the injured. And there is someone behind him, a much younger man wearing the white robes of the Huivn priesthood, that also begin to move amongst the injured and begin to speak with them. Second, coming from the big trade square, sort of in the center of town, several of the stalls are empty. Some of the traders that were there previously sort of look up with interest, and some of the dwarves that came in from the eastern mountain ranges show concern. But there is one, an elf, that has caught your eye. He's a tall elf with long black hair and sort of suntanned skin. And he's the only one you've seen thus far in the trade square. You saw him sitting behind I can't remember what they call the little individual stores in a swap meet, but his stall, basically, and he had cured meats and hides to sell, but his stock was rapidly dwindling. And it seems as he also moves over to take stock of the injured. What do you want to do? As you see, there's all sorts of injuries. You see people with knife wounds. You see people with head wounds. There's more than one person. It looks like they were savaged by some sort of large dog and dragged to the ground.
Does anybody look like they're immediately about to die?
Could you give me a medicine check, please?
That's one of my specialties. I'm gonna have to get used to rolling lower numbers now that we're playing 5e instead of Saga Edition.
Oh yeah, that there's always a bit of like addition whiplash when you go back and forth.
Oh yeah. We
It's
went from
like,
tickling 30s to hoping for anything that hits 20.
in Saga Edition, anything below a 20 is a failure. Now rolling a 20 is going to be really good. That is 13 plus medicine. That is going to be 19.
19. No. As a matter of fact, as you look over them, it seems like some of the wounds have been treated, and you're instantly hit with this whiff of like spice and herbs and poultice, and it seems like there's a fairly skilled naturalistic healer among these people. And that is when your trained eyes spot two people who are very obviously fucking druids. Like the leather armor and the green robes, and
Where I come from, we don't shy away from what we are.
There's an elf woman with pouches on her belt that there's literally sprigs of herbs and leaves sticking out between them.
And there's just a demon playing, doing nothing.
I'm going to turn to them and give them a smile and in like a raspy voice. I'm like, you did very fine work here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What caused it?
We got ambushed maybe about, what did you say? It's been like yesterday, right?
It was last night.
Last night. We got ambushed last night.
Like within the last 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. Right as we had made camp and were cooking. Ambushed by these freakish little scarred goblin-like creatures. They came at us hard and fast, and it seemed kind of clear to us, at least with what they were doing, that they're going to step in closer and just try and like real quiet. Just like it seemed like they were trying to take captives. We don't know why, but we were able to stop their giant wolf things before they could get away with anyone. But I mean, clearly we're worse for wear. Or they're worse for wear.
This is the reason the caravans haven't been coming in.
Seems like they're all being destroyed.
Yeah, I had heard some rumors of something happening to caravans along the road, and it's one of those things. It's somehow it's always worse when a rumor's true.
That is unfortunate. You said that I noticed the elf, right? The guy who was selling his furs and whatnot, coming up to look at people.
Yes. He has where the priest is mostly inspecting the injured. The elf has moved over to the person that the others would recognize as John Sword, the captive of the guard, and they seem to be having a very intense conversation in low tones.
Sword.
You said they were trying to capture people. What for?
John fucking Sword. I'm telling you, man, it's not too late. You can jump into the Discord right fucking now.
Get in here, Fred.
What
sword
race
it
are
will
you,
be.
Josh?
Human.
How old do you look?
Very pale, pretty emaciated, but imagine like long, straight, kind of greasy-ish hair coming down to the mid chest, and probably slightly hunched from carrying a coffin on my back. But early 20s.
All right. Have you eaten recently? Like, you look like death, and like I'm just gonna look at like my robe with all these mushrooms and shit growing on, like, and I would kind of know.
That's fine. I'm not hungry.
Okay. I mean, let me know, I guess. Yeah, we have no reason, or we have no idea what they were wanting to do with them. Like they didn't speak any coherent language. It's more just screams and violence.
You didn't happen to capture one, did you?
No. The ones that we didn't kill outright tried to either run away, and we didn't need them dragging more news back, or they were trying to take people. We made sure they couldn't.
Any unusual markings or words?
Yeah, actually. I don't remember your character's name.
So novice.
Still novice. I'm gonna point over to our druid friend here. Like she seemed to know much more about that than I could figure out.
They seem to wear brands on their faces of potentially either they seem to be demonic in nature or maybe some other kind of religion that I am not aware of.
Could you draw it for me?
Sure.
As you guys are talking, you see two very official-looking men approaching the caravan from the direction of the city. One is a sort of short, rotund human, very obviously advanced in years. He's got this balding white ponytail pulled back that extends down his back, and like a Wilford Brimley mustache. And he just sort of looks at the caravan with this flustered consternation. And he's very well dressed. He's got one of those like double button coats that extend down his chest. Behind him is another well dressed gentleman in a black sort of suit and a white cravat, hair pulled back, and he's just sort of very, very meticulously analyzing everything around these very aquiline features.
Do I
Continue.
recognize?
How long do you think you've been in town?
I'll roll a d4. I'll say I've been in town 2 days.
2 days. I don't know if you have seen them.
As a nobleman, would I know the important people around here?
Now that is the interesting question. Yes. So this probably is the first time you've laid eyes on them. But the people that you were looking at is Lord Jethrin, who is essentially the regent of Darkstone.
How do you spell that?
Jetthran. Notebook. Why do you abandon me in my time of need, notebook? And Lord Jethrin and his steward, Sir Terramon. Who essentially functions as his assistant and advisor.
Okay.
There, my dude.
Is that you, Adam? Calling from the ether?
I'm calling. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. You have a good one, HEG.
I'm just staying later to HEG. And doing dissonant whispers into his ears. No sweet nothings.
Say Lord Jethrin was the mayor, or just in
He is
charge?
Lord Regent is what you said?
Yeah. Basically, to use a medieval term, Darkstone is his domain.
Gotcha.
Is that spelled DESMENSE?
I'm glad you understood that, Josh, because when I said that out loud, I sounded really fucking stupid for a second. Up
Hey.
high with the save.
Kyle, do you have a spare pencil?
No, pens only.
No
I
mistake.
don't have one of those either.
A Sharpie,
Right in
then.
blood. You can write in blood.
That would be the goth thing to do.
I know.
I don't have a needle either to prick my finger.
You don't.
Nah.
I almost stepped on one yesterday.
Ask yourself, what would Mary Shelley do?
Fuck on her mom's grave?
Yeah, you can always remember that's an option.
You know what she was about.
Scratch the notes onto your desk like in middle school. Yes, that's what they were.
Use the graveyard dirt.
Invent the genre of science fiction at the age of 18.
What is this guy's name? I forgot already.
So the old rotund man is Lord Jethrin, and his steward, his assistant, Sir Terramon. Both of them nobles from Voss.
How do you spell his name?
Which one?
The first one, because I know how to spell the other one, because that's your game name.
My name is Terravon.
Oh, is that not what you said?
No, I would never recycle a name.
Okay, fine, both of them.
There's Lord Jethrin, Jethran, and Sir Terramon, Teramon.
Gotcha. Okay, so I understood it wrong.
So here's an important question, Josh.
Yes.
What kind of noble are you? Because noble is an expansive term.
Yes. I suppose that's up to you. I am a position of privilege. It is not specifically designated what in the rules.
I'm going to presume that you come from one of the noble houses of Voss. So,
Is Voss like the continent?
Voss is the capital city. So they ostensibly run everything until you get to the barbarian lands down south, or the elvish lands up north.
Is Voss spelled VAAS?
My guy, you are fucking on top of this.
Is there an apostrophe in the middle?
No, I'm not that pretentious.
Not yet.
Voss is an elven in nature. Doesn't need the 3 apostrophe.
Apostrophe after
water.
every letter. V apostrophe A. Voss.
Soon they'll be selling the water. The Voss water.
You have to come up with a name like Melnibone, where you look at it and your brain just tries to wrap around how to pronounce it. Is it Melnibone? Melnibone? It has accents. Not everybody can be Tolkien with a guide to pronunciations in the back.
And that dude created languages for shits. Like, that was his hobby before he started writing.
It was his job. Well, understanding languages.
I mean, it was his hobby so much it became his job.
Yeah. Became the best at it. Yeah.
Scene is still yours. What do you wish to do? Adam, what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna tune the fucking mandolin the whole time?
I'm gonna do that, but I guess I'll walk around just to see if anything needs my assistance or cheering up with a good old jig.
Yeah, everything's pretty fucking dismal right now, buddy. People are
Like how the guy
starving and
named-
there's no medical supplies.
Like how a guy named Depression's trying to cheer people up. Or despair. Whatever.
You think your guys' life is left, bro? Yeah. Try playing an instrument you're not familiar with. Try to figure out how to tune it. Yeah. This whole damn thing.
So what do you do, Adam?
I guess I'll just. Actually, I'm gonna go into the forest and see if I can find like where I guess the path, like the spot where the archer was firing from.
So you could do that. That is several miles back that way.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
So if you want, like, that is an option that you could do, but that is not a negligible jaunt.
I gotcha.
It's 8 hours ago.
So I'm woken up from my short rest. Why aren't there
Waiting
people
for the
healed?
druid to draw me the symbol.
Yeah.
She agreed, so I'm assuming that Silnavis can. What do you wish her to draw it on?
I will hand her a knife and she can carve it into wood.
How do you feel about that, Amai?
I mean, as long as it doesn't summon anything, it should be fine.
Okay, so from you, let's do a bappity boopity boo.
You heard him. Give him a bappity boopity boo.
We'll just do a flat dexterity check, unless you think you have some sort of skill that would aid in making a facsimile of a glyph. Let's just roll dex.
Dex? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
How'd you do?
I got a nat 20 plus 4.
Nat 20 plus 4. So you, like a fucking
First
train
fucking roll of the night. Jesus.
It's all downhill hill from here,
yeah, I was
people.
gonna say, watch it be shit the rest of the...
You basically one for one copy this shit onto a plank of wood.
And then it burns. Do I roll
I'll lean in and be like, it's neater than I remember.
If you would like to roll religion to look at it, you absolutely might.
Or unless there is a more applicable roll?
No, this would definitely be religion.
That is going to be a 21.
21. So you get much the same information that Silnavis had originally. This is definitely not pertaining to one of the three gods of KYMETRA. It is either some sort of pagan religion that these creatures have picked up, or it is demonic in nature. And it's difficult to tell, and the reason that it's difficult to tell is because it is filtered through their culture. You know what I mean? So these are not the same glyphs that a human might use. Similar, but not the same.
Interesting. I wish I could have heard what they were saying. That could give me some clue other than the obvious demonic nature at hand.
Unfortunately, all we heard were screeches. They didn't really speak. At least not one in a language that I understood.
Should you all make any more expeditions, please let me know. I am a cleric, and this greatly interests me. Should you have need of such services.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and just be like, well, we do have some of their bones. I don't know if you want. This will help you.
I would love to look at them.
I also
I'm
have
just
their
gonna
blood.
hand him just some like a limb and some arms and shit. Like basically, I just took this quarter off of like the one that like fucking Adam exploded in front of me.
I was like,
I took a couple.
I was gonna cook this later, but here, boss, go nuts.
I also took a couple vials of their blood. I guess we'll give them one of them.
Overhear their conversations, Charlie? Yeah.
Yes. I will 100% say yes, because dear God, please do something.
I wanna go over and I try to get a what's called the coat of one of the wolves, but it was a little janky. Just show him that.
He comes at you with tattered leather that clearly came from some sort of greasy, diseased beast. Like, the leather is discolored and it's starting to rot. It hasn't been properly tanned. The fur on it is missing patches in several places.
Can I do medicine just to tell if it was something simple like mange?
You don't need medicine. You can tell, yeah. There's probably something like that.
Unfortunately, animals are not my specialty. But I'm going to look at the body.
You're gonna what?
I want to look at the dead body I'm being handed with no reservations whatsoever. I will roll my sleeves up though, like a
Proper coroner.
like a 19th century doctor as I start to look at it.
Okay, well, you were handed basically an arm. What would you like to do with it? So it's a very pallid gray. It is rail thin and sort of distended, and you can see that it ends in these long, gangly fingers that continue to curl into these jagged claws.
So, are there any of the symbols still on this thing?
Yes, and it is again almost a one-for-one match for what Silnavis carved for you in the wood.
And nothing else?
In terms of what?
Like any different kind of symbols?
There's probably like some scarring and stuff like that, and it looks like this creature lived a fairly
like tattooed language or anything like that.
It doesn't look like a language. It looks like it definitely has some sort of religious significance, but it's more about symbolism than words.
This will require further investigation. But thank you, I say as I hand the dead body part back.
Yeah, no problem. Gonna have to boil that down later.
Just sticks it in his pocket. The arm sort of hangs.
Fold it back up.
There's a horrible crunching sound.
It's like a big chicken wing. What do you want? Goblin, the other white meat.
The other one.
Let's
more like
smoke
green
it for
meat,
some jerky.
Goblin jerky.
I will say arms typically on most animals aren't the part that are the tastiest. I think that's why we typically don't eat them. So I don't know the best method of cooking bicep and tricep.
Question.
You smoking it?
I mean, you can smoke anything, but unless it has high fat content, you're not going to get a lot of flavor out of it.
Yeah.
You could, however, peel the skin and make chicharrones out of them.
Yeah.
If the animal's greasy, you could fry it in its own fat. I'm going to approach Lord Jethrin and Sir Terramon.
Okay, what are the rest of you guys going to do?
Have they started offloading the caravans?
So again, this is a heavy trade area, so it's more like you take your own shit to your own stall.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I might as well get a lay of the land. Plus, I got this real curious, out of breath guy. So I'm honestly a little more. My interests are more piqued in figuring out what's going on with that. So I'm also just gonna kind of like saunter up nearby with Lord Jethrin.
Okay. What about the other two?
As Josh's character leaves, I'm gonna just look to the stalls and see if anything pickles my fancy.
Anything that pickles your fancy?
Yeah, preserves it for later.
Yeah. Like
what maintains his interest?
Yeah.
Created a turn of phrase that makes sense. Sick.
See, look, Josh saved me from sounding like an idiot. I pass it along.
That's
it's
true.
It's the bardic inspiration right there.
And Amai, what is Silnavis going to do?
Probably just also wander the stalls and see if I need to stock up on any herbs or something, if anyone's selling anything.
Okay. So, as you guys approach the two nobles, they are currently in some sort of discussion with John Sword. And as you approach, Kyle in particular, you see John Sword turn, and he points at you, and Ver, and Silnavis. And they sort of look up expectantly as the two of you approach.
I do nothing.
I will bow as I approach.
No, actually, for what it's worth, this goes pretty well for John Sword. They knew some shit was going to go down. Shit has been going down, so you're good. So as you sort of bow, Sir Terramon sort of like cocks his head up. Lord Usher, I didn't know you were in town. I don't believe I know you. As he turns to Kyle's character.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm, you can call me Kretz. I just came in with the caravan.
You weren't going to go with the saw, dude?
Saw, dude. No, I'm not. That's for later. I haven't cast Fog Cloud yet. Don't worry.
That also seems like an interesting druid character, just like a 90s bummer surfer druid.
Don't worry, man. There's
Ben
more to the
play that character?
Who?
Ben from the FLGS? I guess he was technically the stoner druid. But...
Just a surfer druid of the coast.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny.
With the blonde spiked hair and everything.
But what does he wild shape into? That's the question.
Seal.
Probably a dolphin. But like one of those Lisa Frank dolphins on the cover of the binders and all that.
No, you're both wrong. You both suck. He wild shapes into a sea turtle so he can ride the wave.
Yeah.
That's why I said a seal.
I was making a Finding Nemo reference, but
Yeah, I got the reference.
I was gonna say like that's why surfers get attacked because their boards look like seals.
Yeah, I knew where you were going. My captain of the guard, says the old man, bristling his mustache, tells me that you were largely responsible for the preservation of this caravan. Is that so?
We did some healing and we did some fighting. So if last night, so if that's what you mean, yeah. Not really here to take credit. Just here to learn.
Yes, well, how did you find the creatures? I've yet to see them myself.
They found us. And we just made sure they didn't leave.
I see. Forgive me, Lord Usher. I'm sure you have business. What can I do for you?
I was just curious about the situation going on here. Are these attacks frequent?
He sort of looks back and forth, furtively flustered. We really should not talk about this here, Lord Usher. I would be happy to have you at the manor if you would honor me with your presence. We can discuss further there.
It would be my pleasure.
Mr. Kretz, was it?
Yes, Lord.
I would seek your audience as well, if you would indulge me. Could you gather the other valiant souls that assisted us?
Yeah, sure, at once.
And he turns, and Mr. Sword, please do give our condolences to Archibald's family, and if his widow requires anything, it will be done. Shall we say an hour, gentlemen?
Yeah.
I will nod my head.
Excellent. And he sort of like power waddles away, and you see Sir Terramon just sort of. You're not quite sure what look he gives you, just like an all right, and turns and follows. Adam, so you're looking. What's up?
I said R.I.P. Archibald.
Yeah, you thought that was a throwaway line, Fred, but I was paying attention.
F's in chat.
F's in chat for Archibald.
All right, Adam, why don't you give me a perception check?
Because I'm not good at it. Couldn't see shit last time. Let's see if I can do any better this time. is the wisdom?
Right. You will see.
I got an 8.
An
Still.
8.
That you are so in your tuning.
What does Ver consider interesting?
Well, I guess the first on his priority is to see if there's his shamisen, which he's probably not gonna find with an 8. um, just I'm trying to think like just like I guess like trinkets would be something else we'd be interested in.
So, there's quite a selection, actually. The trade square begins to come alive as more and more of the wares from the caravan get unpacked. There were a few merchants that were here before. There are several dwarves that came in from the eastern mountains, and they have several different sculptures, engravings, things like that. Tools, more functional pieces of art like pottery. There is one stand that stands out from the rest, and you can see that there are cured meats sort of hanging from hooks on the sides. There are pelts of different animals, and there appears to be like wooden and sort of scrimshaw knickknacks. You're a bard, right? Why don't you give me a bardic knowledge roll? I believe bardic knowledge lets you use any knowledge skill untrained, right?
But I rolled pretty bad.
Adam, I can't help you.
I know the world is against. I can't inspire myself. I can only inspire others. The downfall of the bard. I don't have jack of all trades yet.
Bless you.
I got a 9.
Thank you.
A 9.
One higher. Yeah. Actually, it's 11 because of the proficiency. If we're doing it.
11's good enough. These carvings look very different than anything that you've seen anywhere else. They are very beautiful, very ornate and articulate sculptures of like elven nobles and lords and ladies in these very fine flowing robes, and sort of warriors striking dynamic poses with a bow. And you begin to notice that this is the only stall selling anything of elven make in the entire trade square, in the entire like big fucking trade area of this strip of land. It's just this one.
Where's all the
There's
elves
nobody
that
there.
land? Oh, there's nobody there. I guess I'm gonna take this up.
If you want to steal, I'm not going to stop you.
Oh, you're gonna stop me. I mean, let's just like take a look around and see if see anybody on the stall.
Perception check again, please.
Yes, hopefully it's better. I'm gonna move the other dice out of the way. Much better. 12 plus should be 13.
So 13 total?
Yeah, I don't have proficiency in it.
So as you sort of like look around the stall, there's a small shelf built in the back, and on that shelf is a leather pouch and a small wooden box. And it seems to smell strongly of spice.
I'm gonna reach over and examine the box closer.
Stealth check.
That one I think I can do, maybe. A 15.
A 15. So you sort of nonchalantly, you could be standing on the side, lean over the thing, and just with the tip of your finger, you crack open the box, and the smell of like just nature and plants intensifies. And it looks kind of familiar. Inside the box, it's mostly empty, but there are these two wads wrapped in leaves. And you realize that these are actually poultices. They look very much like the stuff that the elf lady from the caravan was using to heal the injured.
I'm gonna take one last double take. And if I don't see anybody, I'm just pocketing it.
Okay. You have pocketed the two healing pulses. So they will basically function as a dose of Chaotom's ointment.
Nope. I'm gonna nonchalantly walk out of there. Like I know what I'm doing.
Silnavis, as you're sort of going through the trade area and looking at the different tables, you hear in Elvish someone call to you, "Sister, any word from the homeland?" She fell asleep, didn't she?
No, I'm over here.
Kyle, hit her with something just to be safe. I don't believe her.
It's just the AI coming back. Charlie, what is it called again? Though it's the.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the DM thing, and I can't remember if it's in the player's handbook or the DMG. Pretty sure it's DMG.
For what?
The item that the box of spice.
It's not a box of spice. That was Star Wars, and that was a drug.
I know. That's somebody we're trusted over campaign.
Shit, it's a drug in our world too.
Which drug and which?
So what you're saying is Star Wars predicted the future.
Yeah. From a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Who would have thunk?
Okay, so this poultice is going to heal 2d8 plus 2. Each, and you have 2 doses.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna turn around and look at him. Do I recognize him from before I went hermit at all?
No, you've never seen this particular elf. He is definitely dressed as a woodsman, so he's wearing leathers. You can see that he's got a sharp knife at his belt. But he looks at you rather concerned. And Vasil! Vasil, we love you, buddy. Welcome.
Good morning, Vasil.
But he looks at you rather hopefully and rather concerned with maybe some sort of restrained hope in his eyes.
I'll just kind of gently just shake my head at him, going I'm not sure who you are. I've been alone for years. I'm just responding to him in Elvish though.
Fair. You were the first one of us I'd seen in a very long time. I should have known better. Excuse me. And you see he begins to make his way towards one of the stalls in the marketplace.
What stall is he at?
So you see him sort of duck behind a stall that has these furs and these pelts hanging from the sides, and so you see cured meats sort of bundled in papers, and he's got sort of carved wooden figurines of a very clearly elvish style across his desk.
Is there anything that might interest me or my character?
As an elf, sure. What in particular are you looking for?
Probably any kind of rare herb or any kind of liquid or anything like that might be good for alchemy.
You don't see any displayed. But as the elf sort of sits down on his stool He glances down, and you see this look of panic come over his face. And you start seeing... You hear this, like, scraping noise as he's moving stuff out of the way. And he starts picking stuff up and moving it around on his storefront. And you hear him mutter to him, no, don't tell me.
What's wrong?
My poultice. I think someone stole my supply of poultice. I promised it to John Sword for his wounded men. After a while, he just sort of like gives up and just pounds his fist on the desk. And
what kind of douche would do that? Adam says
God
it's
damn it, Adam.
John Storm, or yeah.
Was it Adam or who was it when we were playing in the Planeswalker game that they basically sentenced a clown to death?
That was me as well. That was also me.
Jesus.
I love that. That was my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, that was
on the Daestra.
That was Adam, and I don't remember what he did. I think he murdered somebody and then pinned it on some like innocent store owner that was also happened to be a clown.
Because I killed someone, and then I went to I bought a costume, and I went to at a custom store, and I just killed someone in that costume, and then I went back to I was getting chased by the guards, and I went back to the store, switched costumes, and then I blamed it on the store owner.
And then I think you like nat 20'd the bullshit roll or something. So
yeah, basically, yeah, I think it was that.
Oh no, this was a Zendikar. When that first came out, I think I might have privated the video just because the quality was shit. But yeah, we did a Zendikar, and Adam went looking for a costume shop, and he came with like a Reptar costume or something, and then Adam did Adam, and Adam ensued.
It was the Leviathan costume. Thank you, sir.
Yes, of course.
Maybe I'll just look at him and just go, is there anything I can do to help? Maybe I can make some new ones?
Playing Among Us before Among Us was cool.
No, I'm sure whoever took them needed them. It's not for me to be selfish with nature's gifts. If you have the craft, you're more than welcome to make some. You can see people need them. I can get some more, but it will take time.
I should have plenty here to make some more. I'll probably have some. I assume I have like plenty of herbs in my pouches still and everything. That's what
May I see? I don't have much, but I'm sure I could buy some.
Well, I can just show him what's in my pouch, I guess.
How old are these samples?
Maybe a couple weeks.
They're dried, not fresh, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. I need your red leaf and a sprig of that moon blossom. How much?
Well, I guess one gold apiece. For how many you need? Actually, I don't know how much herbs are supposed to be.
I'll give you 3 gold for the lot.
Okay.
He'll sort of rummage. You hear like the jingling of coins, and he slides 3 gold coins across the table for you. And he sort of carefully bundles it up in paper, and you can see him sort of like grimace as the dried plants begin to like snap a little bit on the edges. I'll take this to my friend later when the shop closes down. In the meantime, I hope Mr. Sword's men can find what they need in the meantime.
Well, I hope they help.
He sort of flashes you a smile. Thank you. There aren't many people willing to help the village in its time of need. I do what I can, but one man can do so much.
I enjoy to help.
Back to Kyle and Josh. What are you guys going to do?
I thought we were going to the manor.
So you have about an hour to kill, but you can go to the manor. And the Lord did request that you round up the rest of your posse.
So I want to try and swing by and find my bard and druid friend.
If you go through the marketplace there, you'll find them in short order.
Yeah. Walk up, be like, hey, we're kind of being summoned by the lord of the area, since we are kind of the ones who fought off those goblins. Drew or Sylvan.
What do they want with us?
Yeah.
Your body.
I'm not really sure. They just want to talk to us, probably because we have first-hand experience of what has been plighting these people.
Yeah.
We just kill them. They're just.
They need to calm the hell down. Like, it's.
We just did. We did what any sane person would do.
It's. I mean. Oh, killing the goblins. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You might want to leave with some context there, friend.
Yes.
No, town on the brink of disaster probably doesn't want to be dealing with people talking about murder.
Well, you never know. They might need a new mayor. Who knows? They probably arrived.
Yeah, let's never say that out loud again, because yeah, I will leave you to be hung. You're on your own on that one, buddy.
Just saying. Never know. Why couldn't we protect the town people better?
Do they want us to come down?
Yeah, somehow I don't think it's the mayor's fault.
Yeah.
Considering the demon-branded goblins we slaughtered earlier. It's pretty clear they got bigger fish to fry.
We racist to demons, man?
Yes.
Do you know what I am?
You mean entities of chaos and evil that exist simply to destroy and torture? Yeah, they can all go fuck themselves.
And all of us are evil, man.
Yeah, you really like force that one there. Like, I get you're a tiefling, but come on. You're not a demon. I'm sure any demon would put you to the sword just as quickly as they would any other mortal. No. So yeah, let's go meet the Lord.
Oh.
I will
Okay.
trot along.
I'll follow skeptically behind the.
So, just to move things along a little bit, Lord Jethrin's manor is actually not in the city proper. He keeps a sort of walled-off keep a mile to the north of the city, which Lord Ulrich would certainly know about, being he is a lord, and this is one of the major settlements of the area. Once you say who you are you see there are some guards sort of standing outside the gate, dressed in chainmail and, I'm not sure how to say this in a fantasy setting, but basically a Norman casque, a nasal helm. And once you explain who you are shown into the keep, into this very lavish, large house, through a very well-appointed living room, up these stairs to what is ostensibly a study. And there's a room with a very large oaken desk. And Sir Jethrin sits behind the desk. Or sorry, Lord Jethrin sits behind the desk. He could be a sir, I'm not really sure. Sir Terramon standing with his arms clenched behind him. And there are 5 chairs. It's a bit cramped in here because he specifically requisitioned chairs for everyone. But as you enter the office, he bids you to sit.
I'm going to sit down and put the the casket leaning up against my chair.
You see Sir Terramon sort of wrinkle his nose at that, but both of them have decorum enough not to say anything. You know, they're not like, hey, please get your dead sister off our shit.
It is bad manners to point out other people's bad manners, so I rely on that.
I like this guy. I'm gonna take a seat, put my feet on the desk.
Adam, does this character not have shoes?
No,
You just got your taloned feet up on the desk.
But all my characters have shoes.
I'm just gonna sit.
Firstly, begins Lord Jethron, I would like to thank you for what is the most recent caravan with the fewest casualties, and my captain of the guard has led me to believe that is largely your doing.
Is he talking to all of us or just like...
Yes, all of you.
Okay.
I will say I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that.
If I may ask then, Lord Usher, what is your interest in this matter? Starfinder Jack, what's up, buddy?
Starfinder Jack!
There is potentially an element of clerical importance.
Clerical importance, says Sir Terramon, again wrinkling his nose. Like what, paperwork?
The sort that has to do with the gods. I say, putting a bit of edge on the last word. And I'd like to put a bit of importance on that. I'd like to put a little bit of intimidation on the edge of that note.
Okay, by all means, go for it.
As the creepy smile that's typically plastered on Ulrich's face kind of goes flat. Kind of like, I might be the weirdo carrying his sister's corpse in a coffin, but please don't fucking talk down to me like that. I'm a representative of the god of death. As I get a 22.
A 22.
All right.
So you see that the effect of your words has thoroughly penetrated Lord Jethron, and he you see him sort of sit up straight and wrinkle his mustache back and forth a bit. Sir Terramon doesn't seem fazed. He looks at you and sort of just meets your eyes, but there's nothing. Well, I've called you in here to ask, since you've been most successful thus far in dealing with these creatures, what might be done about them? Permission to speak, Lord Jethron, says Sir Terramon. Yes, of course. I've already told you what you need to do to solve this issue. We need to close down trade lines until the roads are safe. People depend on the food that comes back and forth. What about Voss? Voss eats from our farms just as much as we do. So, Jethron, I refuse to believe that the most prosperous settlement in the land requires our help when we are under siege. But people are starving. People are starving regardless if our caravans are not getting through. However, what you can do...
Holy shit. Yeah.
Ooh, man, thank you for following. Oh, we got a raid? Holy crap.
We're getting raided.
A raid of 16.
What's up, fam?
Hi.
Awesome. Hello, welcome. Man, I gotta do the spiel. Okay, so I just want to say for the record for everybody, thank you for following.
It was at this moment he knew.
Hell yeah.
He fucked up.
Thank you.
We usually look a lot more professional in this. I did not know that I was going to be running this tonight, so I did not have time to do a fancy overlay. Next time will be a lot prettier. But thank you for coming. We are Caffeinated Conquests. We are tabletop RPG streamers. We do mostly World of Darkness. We're right now doing a Star Wars Saga edition based on 3.5, and I guess now we are doing my West Marches campaign. So thank you for being here. Yeah, hello. Oh no, please, by all means. We love to interact with our stream chat. Any questions, anything you want to say. You want to tell Josh that he's pretty. He gets that literally all the time, but he won't tell you you're wrong. Sir Terramon continues, but what you can do is stop sending our own people to death.
Death is not the end, but it is not proper for it to come in its undue course.
I agree. The cycle here is certainly being thrown off kilter. Can't say I'm a fan of it.
I would have to agree.
Not a fan indeed. And he sort of turns pointedly toward Lord Drethrin. My lord, what would you say to Mr. John Sword if he were here? What would you say to Archibald's widow? What would you say to his daughter when she asks why her father's not coming home? The only thing we are doing is sending our own people to fight and die for us in a massacre against these beasts. I'm sorry to say it, but the rich nobles in Voss will have to fend for themselves for a time.
I think your man-at-arms here has certainly got a good understanding. Kind of agree with him. I think it's probably be smarter for the town to build up their defenses and just keep anything from coming in. It's clear you need supplies, and I'm pretty apt at finding things. I wouldn't mind looking around out there while I'm searching. See if anything's happening with these barbaric little hellspawn.
The old man sort of like leans his elbow on his desk and he strokes his forehead, and you can see by the weariness on his face that this is the 100th time this week that he's dealt with this. We need food, and we need medicine. Sithariel helps as best he can, but he's one man. What I truly need, is for this to go away. I need my roads safe again. Now you are the ones that have had the most success dealing with these beasts. What can I offer you to help Darkstone in its time of need?
As a group or us individually?
Yes.
Assuming success, a friendly kickback certainly wouldn't hurt. But I mean, in the meantime, city's already strained as it is. I don't think I can really ask anything from you at this point. But I would say closing off your roads too soon might not be a good idea. Maybe give us a week or two, and then if you don't hear from us or there's no success, you may have to come up with better options, because the ambushes that are happening out there are hard and fast, and they're stealing people.
That's exactly why I recommend closing down the trade routes. How many more orphans will we create in a week's time?
Well, if they're busy with us, they won't really be busy attacking the roads.
You have a high opinion of yourself, Mr. Kretz. I only hope it is warranted.
I wouldn't say I have a high opinion. I can rub people the right or wrong way, and I'm really good at rubbing goblins and shit the wrong way. So let me use my talents to help the town.
He sort of... the old lord will turn to Vare and Silnavis, as you have been quiet thus far.
Yeah, man. They don't like it. They do not like it, Fred. You were there, you know.
You give them the bad massage, yeah. The bad touch, yeah.
What's the elf guy's name I was talking to?
You have heard the name Cethario, which seems
Cethario.
to align. You did not get his name.
Gotcha. I've already given Cethariel some of my herbs. I'm willing to make more medicine for the town if that would help, at least to hold you guys over.
We need everything we can get. There's more wounded every day.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
It's understandable, but I can try to give you some to hold off until we find where these creatures are coming from and what's causing them to attack the roads and the caravans.
How long ago did they start attacking now?
Seems like forever at this point. The first signs of attack were about 2 weeks ago, but they've grown since then. More bold, more frequent. I don't know if the numbers are multiplying. I don't know where they're getting these numbers. These creatures couldn't have come from nowhere.
Do you have any intel on them? What direction that they're coming from? Anything?
They come from all sides. The only one that knows any more might be Cethariel himself. He's dealt with goblins previously.
Okay.
You can board yourselves in here all you like, but I think the reality will play out that a problem that continues to multiply itself will eventually crawl over any walls you decide to build up. It would be best to eliminate this problem at its root, wherever that may be.
Lord Jethrin will open a drawer in his desk, and he places a heavy leather pouch on top of it. There's 150 gold in that pouch for you to split as you wish. Is this enough to secure your service for the time being?
The time being, what's the
Do I look like I need money? No.
I mean, honestly, he sort of does look at you like as this might be a bit of an insult. You are Lord Ulrich of the House of Usher, but yeah, I got the reference. You didn't think I noticed, but I'm a smart.
I counted on it. Weird, creepy guy from a noble family. Has a sister who may or may not be dead.
Schrodinger's sister. I will look at the pouch and be like, yeah. What are you going to say?
I was going to say this will be good to secure lodgings for now. I am primarily concerned for this as a spiritual matter.
We'll be able to borrow a cart so we can use it as a decoy. Yeah. To try to lure them out. Yeah.
Terrible.
I could arrange for this. Yes. Terramon, have Meyer Wainwright put together something for them. Any specifications?
Preferably something covered that we could hide more things in.
Yeah.
They want to make it look needed. Seems like they like to go after major medical. They attacked our medical supply carts more than anything on the way in. For savages, mindless as they seem, they also seem to move with very tactical awareness.
They must have a leader somewhere. We can try to lure one, find out where they're coming from. We got a bot.
We can buy followers. We've been doing it wrong this whole time, guys.
No.
All right. I got like 50 cents I can throw in. Kyle, you're good for $3, right?
Hell yeah, man.
I could put in a D20.
I think if we all pool our money, we can get one whole follower.
Yeah. How many subs did that count?
Good point. All right. So what happens now?
How quickly do you, or what do we have a time frame as to when that cart would be ready?
In the interest of expedience, we'll say that the Wainwright just finished a brand new one.
Hell yeah. Let's fuck up his shit.
And he's also Lord Jethrin. So desperate is he to deal with this menace that he is going to throw in a Rouncy from his own stables, a chestnut brown mare.
Okay.
Just gonna be sitting at the dinner table making up poultices and potions for these guys.
Should we go and find this Cethariel? See what he knows?
Yes.
Well, Lord, if there's nothing else that we get need us for, get started on this.
All right. So you leave. You return to the town of Darkstone, and asking around for this Cethariel will inevitably bring you back to the stall in the trade market that Adam pilfered. It's even more threadbare at the moment. The last of his preserved meats have been sold off, and he just sits there with a block of wood, slowly whittling it down. And you can see he look. Fucking words is hard, man. He whittles it down, and you can see an incredible likeness of a elf or perhaps a fairy who Adam, with his bardic knowledge, might recognize as the face of Queen Titania. But as you approach, he doesn't quite notice you right away, as you're among the few handfuls of people milling about the stalls.
I'm gonna just hide the box in my back pocket, so nothing
God.
You just like reach in your pants and you're like moving stuff around. Hang on, guys, 1 second.
Do I see him shifting around?
Stealth versus perception.
Hell yeah.
I got a bulge here, guys. Don't worry about it.
You stick the medicine under your gooch.
Give me that stealth roll, Adam.
I gotta put it under my schlong of holding. Yeah.
the sack of holding, right?
The sack of holding. Yeah. You gotta put it under there. Yeah. It's the off-brand one. We couldn't get a bag. We got the sack of holding. It's a natural 20. Let's go.
All right. Oh, I got a fucking 14. So.
How'd you do on that stealth roll?
Who, Adam?
Yes, Adam.
He got a nat 20, I think. Oh, his phone has died. He got a nat 20.
Okay, well, I mean, go sit by Kyle. It's not like we haven't done it before.
Do I see anything, perchance?
Roll perception.
Feet is like fucking 25.
I got a nat 20.
All right. So now
wait, plus perception? Hold on.
I don't think you're trained in perception, so it's just going to be your wisdom mod.
That's a 23, my guy.
Okay, so what's your total, Adam? Oh, there he goes.
What's your total, Adam?
And he's back.
What?
This was the worst possible time for his fucking phone to die.
Right?
Like, how do
It was his headset.
It was my headset, but I'm on my phone now.
He's on his phone now.
Okay.
But yeah, you're muted anyway. Is the problem there, Adam?
It's okay. He's in the same room as
You got
Kyle.
21.
21. So
Ew.
you Kretz thinks he's got like some weird fucking itch going on that's just like devouring his nether regions.
Does he have a fungus? Do I need to fix that? Like, that's weird.
But the real question is, are you a traitor if you do?
A traitor of what?
If he does fix his fungus. Silnavis. Yeah, he's moving something around in his pants.
What's going on there?
It's a bulge. I thought of something. It's getting me going. Don't worry about it.
You look like you have an infection.
I'm going to turn you down just a little bit there, Adam.
I'm just muting every time I talk so it doesn't be too bad.
Yeah, but the problem is you're coming through your mic and the side mics, so I'm trying to mitigate a little bit.
Sorry, I'll mute every time too.
No, it's not your fault. I mean, this whole fucking thing is fucked. I should have prepared better again. I didn't know I was doing this tonight.
Yeah, we're having fun. We're having fun. We're good. It's great. You seem like you have some kind of infection. Do you need one of us to take a look? Are you okay? Like,
fucking bards, man.
You don't want to know, man.
What's in your pockets? There, that's probably what's bothering you. Hand it over.
To which Adam responds, "Help, help! I'm being robbed."
yes, go ahead. Yes, let's bring the guard over. It's not like they're our friends or anything.
Give me whatever is in your pocket.
You want a fungal infection?
You can treat it. It's fine. I can treat it. Doesn't really matter.
If it's fungal, I figure the mushroom man can utilize that for some way.
You're culturing fungus in your pants. You know that's not safe, right? Like, I can do that because I got magic, right? But like you, I'm not sure you got the right kind of connection with our
world.
Joyous Gaia. As the kids would say. May not actually be older than the kids.
It's like you can hand it over. We can do this the hard way. Which way you want to do it?
Just eat it. Shove it in your mouth before they can stop you.
Does Mage Hand does Mage Hand do they know if it's visible, like, or I think I said like I'm gonna use Mage Hand to hold it under my junk so they can't see it.
You're gonna use Mage Hand to hold it under your junk. So I don't know how that works. So the hand itself is invisible, not what it's holding.
Dude, fungus is terrifying.
Fungus is terrifying. It's also really cool.
So can I roll perception to see the wooden box, like, clearly not hidden behind his junk?
I don't know, man.
That's
he could have huge junk.
I have to roll. But like we did a boob size, we have to do a dick size.
I'm gonna say you don't see the box because you did not beat the perception. However, you can decide whether or not Kretz is getting suspicious.
Oh no, he's beyond suspicious at this point. Like,
Okay.
it's like you have something in your pockets. Like, well, I'm just imagining if he's using Mage Hand. Like, we're gonna watch you cast a spell.
This
Like,
is
you're
the part
casting it
where
in
like the
front of
camera
us.
zooms out and you just see Sithariel just carving, and there's some weird fucking like chaos in the background as people are trying to pants at him in the middle of public.
Listen, I'm gonna pants Adam's character right now.
Okay, yeah, we're just pantsing at him.
All right. I would like.
I have a dagger. I can slice his pants off right now. He will be pantless.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I
the
would
nerd.
like. I would like a opposed roll, either strength or dexterity, your choice. For you and Adam.
Okay.
So the way it works is if you're helping, you give a my advantage.
I am definitely helping.
Okay. What is Lord Ulrich doing as they're just like wrestling this dude's pants off? By the way, you've known these people for like an hour.
I'm going to ignore them and continue walking up to the elvish man that we're looking for.
Okay. Then you reach the elvish man.
Excuse me, I was told you were the man to talk to about the issue with the goblins.
Where are you now? I'll sort of set his carving aside.
Yes.
And was it that you believe I know that might help?
Where you think they're coming from, perhaps the general location of a hideout.
This is what I've tried to explain to Sir Terramon several times that he refuses to understand. Which tribe?
So there are multiples.
Yes.
I was unaware of that information. I'm going to go up to Kyle's character as he's trying to pants at him, and I'm going to pull out a goblin arm out of his pocket that he said was sticking out.
I'm totally just, oh yeah, here you go, dude. Just like
Um,
handing one as I'm like grappling his arm or some shit.
And I'm going to take it over to him and show him the symbol. This one, I believe, is of the most pertinence.
He sort of looks at it. The unfortunate truth is that the brands are not tribal markings. They're, how to say, intertribal. What's more than that, they're new. They never had these before several weeks ago.
An interesting development.
Look. Can I tell you something in confidence? Something that I don't think most people would understand.
And the smile gets a little wider, am technically a priest.
It's not that sort of confidence. I just don't think I could say this out loud in the current situation. These creatures, they're not evil. At least they weren't before. I've dealt with them. They used to be primitive, yes, but not vicious in this way. They lived off the land and communed with nature. This was not their way, and then recently they started attacking us. I don't know why, but I can tell you that it started with these brands. Now I kill 3 of them a week in the wilds.
Could you perhaps tell us which tribe the brands have started with and point us in their direction?
You got attacked coming from the east, did you not?
I'm afraid I was not part of that caravan.
Well, the caravan that just came from the east. Ergo, that's the Rock tribe. East, northeast, that sort of area. As far as a hideout, I'm not sure. However, there's a non-zero chance that you might be able to speak to one.
That would be most helpful.
Well, I can't promise anything. It's not my place to bring outsiders in. I'm afraid you're going to have to look for a audience yourself. And the elf points. And he points up. And if you follow his gesture, you're going to see that he's pointing to a raven that sits on the palisade of the that surrounds the town. Give me a perception check, please.
I did the genius move this time of not taking perception.
Honestly, like, I kind of support that. Perception is just a little too good in this edition. It's a little too easy to get.
Wisdom. Thankfully, I'm a cleric who also happened to roll
Vasil, you're actually not wrong. It was Murphy Fierro who needed a drug hit, so he shoved a rock of heroin up a cat's ass and tried to drink it.
Oh my fucking god.
World Darkness goes hard.
Bob, we miss you.
So I got a 24.
You've seen that raven before. Maybe you never noticed it, maybe it blended into the background. But there's always one raven around somewhere.
Is it Huivn or Moonin?
Close. There's not enough Norse mythology in this campaign necessarily for it to be either of those. But
Greg.
It's their cousin.
It's their cousin Philip.
Huivn instead of Huivn or Moonin.
Yeah.
Just Edgar Allan Poe.
When I was in Montreal, they had an exhibit at I think it was the Archaeology Museum, where they borrowed an exhibit from the Museum of Copenhagen, and it was a Viking exhibit, and so they had a bunch of Viking Age jewelry and armor and stuff on display. And one of them was like they had a little exhibit for like the influence of like Viking culture on modern time. And I looked, and they had a bunch of little CDs in a display case, and I saw like Amon Amarth and Bathory, and I was like, never did I think I would see this in a museum.
That's funny.
A bunch of metal band CDs, and they were like, Viking culture extends all the way to the modern time. These are all bands that are influenced by the Viking Age.
Sick.
That's sick. Leave it to Canada.
In the meantime, let's either strength or dex from Amai and Adam, and Amai, you have advantage.
Yeah, I went with Dex. I got an 18 and a 19 plus 4 for both of those.
Okay, so when you have advantage, you take the high one. So that's what, a 23 total?
Yes.
All right, Adam, how'd you do?
A total of 18, so I am de-pantsed. And I am exposed.
So here's the real question. What else do you think you've stolen?
Quite a bit of virginities.
Stop.
Oh, shit.
I was going to say, now what is the chance that his character actually has a fungal infection down there?
Fungus, bacteria, viral.
Crabs.
So Adam's pants are yanked down, his red, scaly tiefling wang flapping in the breeze as the box like just tumbles out from under his gooch, falls open, and you see like two leaf-wrapped poultices, and some loot picks and like some spare strings, or no, he plays a dulcimer, I think,
Same thing.
some coins, some pocket lint. Roll percentile for size. Oh no, we did this. We did this with Bob because, of course, it was Bob. We let him roll a d12 for length and a d12 for girth, and he ended up with a 2-inch by 2-inch penis. So, Adam, would you like to roll a d12 twice?
It is requested. It shall be done.
D12 for girth? That's a little excessive.
It is, but it was also Godfrey Goldfish.
Like maybe like a D6. Like we're talking about circumference.
Not even a D8.
Maybe a D8.
That still seems like excessive.
It's 11 and 8. 11 and 8. Oh, damn.
Just a fucking fire hose. All right.
In what scale?
So what happens now?
I'm probably going to snatch the box up with the poultices from the ground.
Can I get a medicine roll for me, please?
For me?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. So that's adding my wisdom, right?
Yes. It's either medicine or int. It should say on your character sheet.
Wisdom.
So that's an 18 plus 3. Excuse me.
So a total of 21.
Yeah.
So as you start to snatch them from the ground, you get a whiff. These are extraordinarily powerful poultices.
Get on some balls.
You can roll for your balls on your own time, Adam. These are extraordinarily powerful. And with your 21, you start, academically trying to pick apart the scents. There's a lot of herbs in here that you wouldn't have thought to use. There's a
fucking Blix. I'm sorry.
There's a mushroom called blue cap, and the secretions of the mushroom are notoriously toxic. But they also, speed up certain areas of the body. And there's another. You smell something else on the periphery. Some kind of root. A root that neutralizes poison. So whoever made these poultices found a way to use the poison as a catalyst to speed up healing without any of the negative effects. This is some cutting edge alchemy that went into this.
I'm just gonna look over at him and just kind of where did you get these?
You what?
He said he found them.
It's not a lie.
I'm just gonna twist his arm down, because I imagine she was working on his pants while I'm just picking him up by the arms. So I'm just gonna twist his shoulder. It's okay, we know that shit. You were hiding this for a reason.
I will let you role play this out.
So Adam, now that I'm about to break your shoulder.
I exposed my spawn. What do you want from me, man?
Where did you get this?
This I was born with. That box.
Yes, I understand the anatomy of tieflings now as they come with two tails. Very well. Where did you get the box? My friend, we started here as allies, and you're slowly about to lose an arm.
All right, don't break my arm. That's my guitar. That's my arm for guitar. For the music. I got at the stall.
So I didn't know we were traveling with a thief. Good to know.
Yeah, I thought you were a bard, not a rogue. Might want to check your stereotypes there. Not sure this is the one you want to pin on the tiefling.
I just put the poultices back and
It's gonna let go of his arm so I don't kill this kid. God damn it, Adam.
I'll probably take the box. Start taking the box. Because since he's the only medicine person here, I would know that it was him that had the stall too. So, and he mentioned the poultices earlier to me.
So, as you do that, that's about the time you walk up when the elf is pointing to the raven on the palisade. And you see Lord Ulrich sort of look over in its direction. And the elf turns to you, and you see this look of surprise and wonderment on his face. My poultice! Where did you find these?
I put my hand up, but willingly slow.
Yeah, there was a box that was kicked around on the ground out there.
I was like, are these what you were looking for?
I don't know who would treat these with such disrespect in these times, but they're no friend of mine. Thank you, sister. But these don't belong to me either. Give them to John Sword, if you would. He needs them more than I do.
I'll nod at him. And probably start heading over to... Or do I see that bird too, by the way? Did I see it?
You saw him point at it. You saw Lord Ulrich turn to look at it. If you followed the gesture, then yes, you did.
Sure, yes. Probably looked up before I gave it to him then. Do you want me to roll for that or no?
No.
Okay.
No need.
They're bird.
Let me go give them to John Sword, probably.
I look up at the bird. Do I notice anything special about it?
You can roll perception or animal handling if you like.
That's about the same.
I'm going to ask the elvish man what language the bird speaks.
Not one that you know, but... And he sort of nods his head in the direction of the druids. You don't see anything out of the ordinary about it, other than that it seems to be watching very intently. That
It doesn't have any particular characteristics to make it stand out. It's not like a particularly fat raven or anything.
No. It is a regular bird, and you sort of watch as it flies down from the palisade, and it lights down on the corner of a roof. It just looks around and watches. It doesn't seem to stare off into space or look up like you would expect a bird to do. It's just people watching, basically.
So now we bow the bird.
I will turn back to the elvish man and say, your tongue, but in his language, as a question.
Sort of beckons you closer.
I will get closer.
That bird is a sentry.
Oh, holy crap! Another raid.
Another raid!
Party of 11.
Fantastic, wonderful. Come on in, guys. Thank you so much for the raid.
Yeah.
Thank you for the raid.
So again, for the fourth time tonight, I didn't know I was going to run this, so that's why we don't have a fancy overlay. Next time will be prettier. But thank you for being here. We are Caffeinated Conquests. We are tabletop RPG streamers. We are playing Changeling the Dreaming right now. We are playing Star Wars Saga Edition, which is a Star Wars RPG based on 3.5. And I guess currently we are playing my West Marches campaign. Welcome. How the hell you doing? Please, by all means. No, nothing has ended so far. We decided to play 5e tonight. He says, the bird is a sentry for the circle. After one of them got run out of town, they don't like to come here by themselves anymore.
Understood, I will say to him in Elvish.
Oh, you speak Elvish too? Dope, I didn't know
that. I speak Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
Well,
the basic
Ulrich, let's go talk to a bird. I'm gonna turn to our
Sathario. I was like, oh, by the way, could you use any of these? And just like open up my like cloak to just like my litany of mushrooms and fungi pockets.
Thanks, Blix.
For the tier 3, the 3-tier cell.
God damn.
Yeah.
Blix, what a hero.
Truthfully, I don't make the poultice. I could, but I don't have the same level of skill. If you get an audience with the circle, offer them to Morgie.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. I guess in the meantime, I got these fuck, what are they called again? Chicken of the land or whatever mushroom things. Chicken of the woods mushrooms. Like, I was gonna make a stew with them yesterday, but we kind of got interrupted. But you can have them. We're just gonna put them down. I'm like, let's go talk to a bird. Wow, I sound crazier by the second.
Druids. Thank you, friend. How
Eat
much?
these mushrooms. I'm gonna talk to a bird.
You'll start like
Give
rummaging
them
around
the
for
turkey
coins.
tails if you have any. Those are supposed to be good too.
I'm gonna go find this fucking bird.
It's not hard to find. I mean, you watch it flit around. After a few minutes, it'll probably and flit and land on one of the awnings of the empty. Why can I not remember what things are called? Empty stalls in the marketplace.
Do we have birdseed?
It's a no. We have something better potential.
For now, I think I'm gonna have to hit the hay though.
All right, no worries, buddy. Thanks for sticking with it as long as you did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Did you have fun? I'm sorry we didn't get into much, but this was.
That's all right. No, I'm having fun.
All right, we love you, Josh. Thanks for being here, buddy.
I love you all too. You all have a good night.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Hey, Josh, take care, man. Yeah.
I want to fucking ritual cast speak with animals.
Okay, so what does that ritual look like?
I'm going to go off into a corner, like less out of the way, and just sit down, and begin practicing my ritual. And as I do, just like a slow ring of mushrooms will start like kind of begin to grow from the ground. I sit like in the shade or like the shaded side of this building. As I can like feel like the energies coursing through my throat. Or like up through my throat. It's just like oh, yep, got it. Got the right pitch. And then I'm gonna just go over it. It's just like bird.
It seems a little startled as it jumps and sort of turns its head to you and cocks its head to one side.
Do you like something? I speaking, I guess, in bird now.
So you're just ha ha ha,
or
people just look at you and shake their head.
I mean, maybe they can just understand common. I don't know. But whatever magical translation process is currently happening. It's like, wait, would you like something to eat? Or something shiny?
I'm fine, thank you. I haven't had anyone try to speak to me. This is a new experience.
Well, you seem like an intelligent creature. Why not take the opportunity to learn?
I thank you.
What? Pray tell, what are you doing here?
I watch and I listen.
What are you watching and listening for?
People. What do you watch and listen for?
Interesting things or threats.
Then we are the same.
Oh, probably more so than anyone cares to know. I've heard that you are connected with a group called the Circle.
And if I was?
Well, I am also a druid. I've kind of come to help this town at this point. Clearly not the same as this place. So, like, something's going afoot, and it's clearly damning the names of the druids themselves, and that's also something I can't really stand for.
I see.
I was wondering if someone such as yourself would be willing to point me in the direction of the circle or lead me to them.
He sort of clicks his beak in a way that, through the magic of speak with animals, you would understand as like pursing lips. Where are you layering, human?
Larry? Currently nowhere.
This is an issue. Where would you like to meet the circle?
Where would they be comfortable meeting?
In secret.
Birds. I say inside my head.
Every time I have a conversation with a bird, this always happens.
God, I swear. Fucking batty birds.
Damn birds.
Rats with wings, I tell you. Is there any place that we can take up residence? Or I ask player knowledge wise?
Oh yeah. There's like one of the larger 2-story inns in the city is a place called Notebook Go. Notebook, don't fail me now. What's it called? I didn't name the inn. It's called the Stonehand Forge.
The inn is the Stonehand Forge?
It is called the Stonehand Forge, and curiously, the wooden sign hanging above it is a mug of ale. So no one would confuse it with the local blacksmith.
I like it.
Great. They'd be willing to meet here in town, or like outside the walls, maybe behind the inn.
Maybe.
I mean, you would know them better than I would.
True.
So I'm trying to be accommodating to the circle's wishes.
I see that.
Great. Know what I expected. I mean, would you be willing to just lead us to the circle?
No.
Someone of the circle? Okay, shit. I love birds. Maybe you could ask if they'd be willing to meet behind the inn. And if that doesn't work, I'm willing to meet somewhere else.
What time?
What time is it currently?
It's pretty early in the morning still. Like, it's probably like 8 o'clock, maybe 9 at the latest.
Okay. See, time is of the essence. My feathered friend. I mean, I suppose sometime tonight. Say 10, assuming that's how time works here.
How much is 10?
After the sun has set.
Dark. Dark is best.
Dark is good, yes. I'm glad we understand that. Dark is good. So when it's dark, you know the little buzzy mosquitoes that like to get on people and bite them?
Mosquitoes, yes.
Yes. You know how they kind of come out, a couple hours after dark?
What is an hour?
You know how they seem to come out after dark?
Yes.
But not right away after dark? So after the mosquitoes have come out.
After the mosquitoes behind the inn.
Yes.
Which one
At
is
night.
the out?
What's up?
Which one is the out?
The out? I'm missing something.
We're
It's an inn. It's an
the
inn.
in.
So there was the out.
The stone forge or whatever, the stone hand forge, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Or like say that one. It's a bird. I can at least remember a name. Like crows are smart.
I was gonna say, Charlie, you know what? Birds are way smarter than this. Especially crows.
Especially corvids. Like they got problem solving skills.
They have the
Oh no, I never
intelligence of a toddler.
I never said the bird wasn't smart. However,
He's
it did not
just
understand
intentionally
human terms. The
Yeah,
bird doesn't know what a fucking hour is.
Well, and the hour makes sense, but what in the they want to meet at this place. Be like, okay. I will be here in town. Should so I'll say I'll point at the building, like that building, after the mosquitoes at night. It's called the Stonehand Inn, or Forge. Stonehand Forge. I will be here in town. Should that not work and they want to meet somewhere else, I'll be here and more than willing to do so. And let me know if you want something to eat or something as a thank you.
The bird stares at you for a second, and then beats its wings and flies off to the north.
Dope. I'm just gonna watch the bird. Do I see it like it's flying north, but do I see it break away at any point?
Not particularly, no. It just sort of heads towards the northern forest and gone.
Quoth the Raven Elena.
Well, walk back to my friends. Well, I've set up a meeting for us potentially. Guess until then we can figure out what to do here. Might be a good opportunity to go foraging while we have the light.
Should probably restock, since not much is to be sold here at the stalls, and some of our stuff was destroyed.
Okay, so how late were you guys wanting to go tonight?
I go like another 15 minutes before I have to go because I gotta wake up for work.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys, we can turn this into a downtime activity. So you guys want to forage? Anything else that you would like to do?
Should we?
For me, primarily just that. I'm still pretty well stocked. And this village is not, so I would feel bad taking legitimate supplies from them.
That's fair.
It's like maybe some rope. Go find some rope.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to find. Adam, is there anything in particular you want to do?
Good question.
I want to buy more pants and to build.
I need one of those garter belts.
Oh my god. Those are for stockings, but sure.
Here's a question. Do you tell anyone else about your conversation with the bird?
Do I?
would imagine once we go out to forage, because I said I arranged a meeting for us. When we go out, into the forest to forage, like I'll tell them then. I'm trying to maintain the druid secrecy.
Right. Okay, so you guys are foraging for supplies. Adam, what are you doing?
I guess look for I guess I'll go to the inn and just start set up a jam session. Start trying to bring the people's spirits up a bit with the music.
Let's party like it's 14.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before the back play hits it.
So you step into the inn, the Stonehand Forge, and instantly your nose is filled with the smell of fresh ale and fresh baked bread. It is a rustic wooden multi-level place, and the bottom floor is largely taken up by what looks like a restaurant with a wooden bar in the center. Behind the bar is a dwarf vigorously polishing the lacquered wooden tabletop as he talks to a human woman, perhaps in about her 60s, about something or other. As you can see her taking several loaves of bread out of an oven. And though the patronage is sparse, there is still a woman about maybe 5'5", stocky build and a round cherubic face with curly brown hair that spills down her back as she bounces from table to table, collecting mugs and trying her best to keep people's spirits up, even though she might as well be trying to get the Grim Reaper to smile. This place is dour as fuck right now. What do you do?
I'm probably pretty hungry. I'm gonna go buy a bread first. Just ask around to see if there's any new rumors that have popped up or anything. Yeah.
All right, so you approach the bar, and the old dwarf looks at you, and he sort of like adjusts the glasses on his nose. Well, welcome. You're a new face here, aren't you? Can't take new visitors for granted these days. Sit down.
And I'll sit down. And how's it going here, buddy?
Every day. Well, there I go, getting human idioms again. Every day above ground is a good one, but I used to love digging. Anyway, who doesn't? What are you hungry for, friend?
That big bread smells delicious.
Fresh bread, oh, you'll love it. Gertie bakes a rye like you've never tasted in your life. He'll sort of take a one of the fresh baked loaves, and you can see it's still smoking, but it doesn't seem to bother his hands as he lays it down on a cutting board and begins to slice off a few steaming slices for you, and plates it as he slides it across the table. That's made with dwarven spices freshly imported. Bought me a fresh pack just this morning. I think you'll taste the difference.
I take a bite separately, yeah. And
it is sumptuous. There is not a spat of butter on it, but it tastes buttery. There is a hint of what might be pepper and seeds that taste of... You're not quite sure. They might be poppy seeds or they might be chia seeds. You're not real certain, but the tastes blend together, and it is rich, and it is salty, and it is hearty, and it is delicious.
That's some good ass bread there.
I know what I'm talking about, don't I?
Yes.
Anything to wash it down with.
Give it a pint of your finest ale. Never to drink. No, never too early to drink.
You're making fun of me accent, boy.
Not by chance. I'm trying to learn the ways of the languages.
I'll forgive you for it this time. Now, pardon me for being biased, as he takes down this pitcher from a shelf behind the bar, filled with this thick, dark liquid. But if you ask me for me finest ale, I'm giving you the one I brew myself. This one's done in-house, aged 6 months before you ever taste a drop. Now have yourself a sip of that and tell me that's not the finest damn ale you ever had.
And I take a good old gullet of it.
It is rich, and it is dark, and it is... If you are an ale drinker, it tastes like heaven itself. It is like pure sunlight distilled into a glass.
I thought it was dark. Yeah, I know what you mean. There's some good ass ale there. Any Are you the owner of this establishment?
Aye. Halb Stonehand, pleasure to meet you. Me wife Gertie, he gestures to the woman behind the counter.
I shake his hand. Bow to the wife.
His hand just sort of like swallows yours.
I am Vertsvinen. I'm sorry, that's my name, but Vertsvinen. Entertainer, a musician.
Excuse the calluses, boy. I worked in the quarry more years than I know how to count, but fortunately the old back ain't what it used to be. Fortunately, I've always got a second passion, as he pours himself another huge draught of ale. Heard you had a spot of bother coming in.
Yeah, it seems like we're the only ones to be able to take care of those suckers that are attacking the folks on the road.
Well, bless you for getting through what you can. It's slim pickings around these parts these days. We need every little bit.
Have you heard anything about how these any rumors of why these things are happening, or anything they can help us?
Help you what, son?
Me and some of my crew we're going to be sent out to try to find the source of these goblinoid fuckers and try to figure out what's going on with them. Try to stop them.
Well, Seth says they've changed, but personally I've never trusted the bastards. I figure they're probably starving too, and that's why they're taking our food, but that's neither here nor there. You know, the elves haven't been coming through lately. I wonder if their caravans are hurting the same way ours are.
How long have the elves, has it also been around the same time that the elves haven't showed up?
No, that's been more recent. Originally, their caravans, they didn't slow so much. Well, you ever fought an elf? They're damn fucking... Well, they're cheap bastards, for one, but they know where to hit you. I don't think they were scared of the little gobbles, but...
I had one earlier just pull off my pants. They know where to hit. That's for sure.
One day they just stopped coming altogether. Old Seth, I know it bothers him. He's more homesick than he likes to admit. You see him etch his little statues.
But how long do you reckon that the last time you see the elf caravans come by?
Say about a week. Week and a half.
One second, I'm gonna write that down.
Super cool that you guys are taking notes, by the way. It's gonna help in the long run, I promise.
We'll see how it goes. But yes, I'll do the best. Mm.
Okay, so it is getting close to the time when Adam needed to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and call this session there. Sorry we didn't get to kill stuff. We will super duper get to kill stuff next time.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I had 3 different ways that I thought the session might go, and it went neither of them. So, but did you guys have a good time? Because that's what matters.
I did.
Yeah, always, yeah. It's a good time.
Show up, harass some people, primarily in our party.
You got the Yamate Kurosai going on.
Yamate!
All right, guys. So let's do it. Let's vote for advantage. We should have done this last night, but I didn't think about it.
It's okay.
So we can vote twice. Is what you're saying?
Rather you didn't.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Blix.
Thank you, Blix.
Thanks, Blix. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Love you, Blix.
But you're just saying that though. It's kidding. I'm gonna give it to John Sword. It's that's kidding.
John fucking Sword.
John fucking Sword.
John fucking Sword. Just for the name itself.
I think I'm going to toss it to Josh because if he's able to maintain that voice every time he plays that character, like holy shit! Like I was getting exasperated listening to it.
He is a dedicated individual.
He is.
Yeah.
I vote for Kyle for the Tiefling Two-Tailed.
I will also vote for Kyle just because he got shit done.
I guess.
He talked to a bird and pantsed at him. But yeah, I guess that is...
I gave mushrooms to a guy.
Yeah.
It was a team effort. This whole the pants stuff.
I'm helping.
I pantsed him. He held him down. It's fine.
Almost
Well, you
broke.
two of my for. Well, you two of my for joining us and playing. Missed them. Yeah.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Any other votes from the chat? Speak now or forever hold your peace. And by peace, I don't mean your welly.
All right, I think Kyle has won this one. So, Kyle, you get advantage for the next session. Thank you to all of our raiders. Did any of them stick around or they get bored? Hopefully we kept them entertained. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we see you again. Thanks for all the new follows we got. You folks are awesome, and I hope that you have all of the best everything that happens to people ever. Goodbye.